Alright. Okay, alright, I'm all ready. I just got out of the shower and I just took the razor to my face, so now I am indefinitely clean and shaven. Hello there, CriterioNate here. Number 354. Number 354. I was wondering which one this was. Lodge Kerrigan's Clean Shaven. 1993, 79 minutes, blah, 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 blah. Damn. This was a tricky one to. I mean, it was this one. I liked this one a lot. In fact, I liked it so much. I'm putting it on the list. But it's really tricky to watch. It's really tricky to talk about too. Without trying not to offend anyone or be insensitive. Basically, this movie's about a guy. His name's I forget his name. Something Winter. His last name's Winter, and I'm totally spacing out on his name. And I want to know. I need to know now what his name is because it's bugging me. Peter Winter. Peter Winter is a man who is schizophrenic. He has, he suffers from schizophrenia, and this movie is sort of like a sort of one-on-one take on schizophrenia, and I mean, obviously, it's nothing. I think no movie can truly maybe take on what a schizophrenic goes through, but basically, from what I gather, and I don't know a lot about schizophrenia myself. I have a friend who was diagnosed with it a while back, and I haven't seen her in a while, and I hope she's doing okay. But yeah, now that I watch this movie and kind of I can kind of tell. I should have seen the signs, Schizophrenia. I mean, according to Peter, I guess from Peter Winter's schizophrenia, he hears voices a lot. He hears radio frequencies and static in his head. He hears voices coming from still images when there's nothing there, and it kind of clouds his mind. And he hears people there and all that, and it's it's really difficult. And he hates he hates his own picture of his own reflection. When he gets into his car, he has to cover up all his mirrors with newspaper. He knocks out all of his windows so that because he can't see it, he freaks out seeing his reflection. And yeah, so he's kind of lives and sometimes a sound will catch his attention and he'll focus on a sound for minutes on end. It seems he's very particular about staying germ free, and at one point he believes that there's a radio transmitter in his head, and he takes a razor and cuts his head open and tries to pick out whatever's in the middle, and it turns out there's nothing there. And in one of the more gruesome scenes, he ends up taking his, and that's the one scene that just had me, takes a razor and tears his fingernail completely off, and I was just yeah. So anyway, the main point is he was in a psychiatric ward. He was released, and he was on the search for his daughter, and she is she was put up for adoption. Her Peter's wife, or his daughter Nicole. Nicole's mother died. It's not. I don't think it's explained directly as to what happened to Nicole, Nicole's mother. But Nicole's now living with another woman. And at the beginning of the movie, toward the beginning of the movie, Peter almost runs over a girl playing ball in the street, or runs over a girl playing ball in the street. And he gets out and looks at the girl, and the next thing you see, and off camera, we hear some thumping sound and the girl screaming, and then after that we see Peter with an orange bag in the shape of a small orange bag stuffed with what appeared to be appears to be the girl that, you know, leading us to believe that he killed a girl, you know, because she threw him off his track or something like that, you know. So anyway, this detective, Jack McCallie, I think his name is. Let me look him up because I don't have the cheat sheet here, so I have to look up that name here. And he played by a guy who looks dead on like Rene Aujubre from Benson / Boston Legal. Let's see, what is his name? Jack McNally. He's put on the case, and well, he's actually investigating the death of another young girl, and Peter's sort of become a suspect because of his strange behavior. He looks through pictures at a library and starts banging his head against the stacks, and the librarian becomes very scared. Meanwhile, he goes back home to live with his mother, who doesn't really want any doesn't want to have anything to do with him anymore, and you know, just barely helps him, you know. So anyway, I don't know. He kind of like, he still takes care of her. I mean, I guess she does take care of him, but she at the same time tries to get him to. It seems like, you know, the best thing for him to do is to leave, you know, get out of the house and not stay at home all the time. And so he ends up. So later on, he ends up finally running into his daughter and kidnapping her from the woman, and he ends up, and they spend the day together, and you know, they start to, you know, just as it like looks like they're gonna bond, and the detective McNally, you know, catches up with them, and Peter, you know, out of fear, pulls a gun on the detective. The detective shoots Peter dead, and Nicole is taken back to her adoptive mother. So it turns out that apparently he shoots the gun. The detective shoots the gun so that it looks like, you know, because, you know, so that it doesn't look like the detective just shot first. You know, he's kind of a dirty cop. He ends up having sex with the adoptive mother at one point in the movie. And I think he might have had sex with the librarian too when he interviewed her, because she's like playing with her little top, and he kind of looks down at her chest area, I think, at one point. And so he opens up his trunk. The McNally opens up his trunk and finds the orange bag and opens it up, and he finds out that there's nothing in there but newspaper to help cover up his. It just so happens to be in the shape of a person, human being, you know, and so it's just newspaper to help him cover up his windows that Peter was using to cover up his windows. And so, you know, Jack realizes that he, you know, is probably gonna, you know, he basically killed a man who did nothing, you know, who basically had done no wrong, you know. And that's basically it. The end of the movie just shows Nicole calling out for her father on a radio, on a radio. And yeah, again, so that's the plot of the movie. Again, it was just a chilling. The sound design, I love the sound design of, you know, you really got into Peter's head, you know, what he was hearing. Throughout the movie, you hear this conversation, what sounds like a radio transmission of like a black man, you know, cursing, and but it might have been like from like recorded from a jail cell or something like that. It might have been from, you know, a memory he had from being in the psychiatric ward. But yeah, it was definitely very fascinating. It was a very fascinating movie. As far as Kerrigan is concerned, I'd never heard of Kerrigan until watching this movie. Kerrigan has not done a lot of movies since this movie. He only did 3, actually. He's directed a couple of episodes of TV shows as well. But yeah, as far as films, he's only done, I think, 4 feature-length films since this movie. I think his last one was done back in 2010. So yeah, it's been a while, and he just doesn't do movies very much. They all seem to be character studies too. They all seem to be centered around one person. Sometimes that's interesting, sometimes it isn't. In this case, it's very interesting. And so yeah, that's all I have to say. Again, this is a really, really good movie. I really enjoyed getting into Peter's head. It was, I think, very, very fascinating. Definitely opened my eyes a lot to schizophrenia and people who have schizophrenia, and it definitely makes me want to, hopefully look for, help those who suffer from it, And yeah, so it's not perfect. I'm giving it an A-. I feel like I'm giving it an A- mostly because of the fact that because of the short running time. It's only 79 minutes, technically 77, 76 with credits. And I feel like there could have been a little bit more to this movie. I feel like it could have been expanded a bit. They could have gotten a little bit more to Peter or the detective. I feel like the short length of the movie rushed the film. I feel like there's something that wasn't said in this movie, especially with the adoptive mother. I feel like the adoptive mother or Nicole's real mother, too. There could have been another plot point explored, and could have made it a couple minutes longer. 79 minutes is a pretty short length of film for a movie, especially in 1993. But yeah, so there it is. So yeah, Clean Shaven, A-. I'm definitely going to pick this one up because this is one again, the soundtrack is fantastic, and we'll get to the soundtrack in just a second. Yeah, so anyway, A-. Supplements, there's a video essay called The Subjective Assault Lodge Kerrigan's Clean Shaven, which is a video essay that shows, scenes from the movie with critic Michael Atkinson narrating, discussing what we're seeing. And then there's the soundtrack, which is available on the DVD. If you go put it in your computer and open up the folder and go to audio_files, there's the whole soundtrack, which you can download as MP3s. So I took that. I like when Criterion does that. They did that before with White Nights on La Notte Bianche. And so I ripped that to my computer, and I still haven't listened to it. I still haven't listened to the story, but someday I'd like to, because again, I really liked La Notte Bianche. And yeah, so I will definitely give the soundtrack a listen soon because it was very, very, I love the minimalist of the sound effects and the very minimal synthesizer score and all that. Very cool. And the trailer, and that's about it. So, Lodge Kerrigan's Clean Shaven, really interesting stuff. A-. So that's it for this week. Next week, as you know, I'm doing it. This is a rare Saturday review because tomorrow I will be busy all day, and so I won't have time to do a review. Even with a movie this short, it's like I couldn't find time to do it. So, so we'll get back to it on Monday. Monday when we'll do got the next 4. We got Monday we'll do Hands Over City. Tuesday, Sweetie. Wednesday we got A Fallen Idol, and then Thursday, Pandora's Box. And yeah, that's it for that. And then let's see. So schedule change. I want to report a schedule change in programming change rather. Starting January 2nd, my hours at the library will be changing. So I have to jigger my schedule, my Criterion schedule around a bit. Basically, what this means is we won't be doing reviews on Mondays anymore because I'll be working Mondays now. But I will be doing reviews on Fridays because I won't be doing Fridays anymore. So right now my schedule is right now I'll be doing reviews on Sundays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, which works for when we have box sets because I want to do those, especially the upcoming box sets. And on that note, I want to try and figure out my schedule for the next few weeks here. Let me see if I can open up my thing here. All right, so I'm thinking, so this week's already, next week already taken care of. And then, again, we're probably not going to do a review on Christmas. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is we'll do We have 5 more before we'll do the Double Life of Veronique, Symbio Bio, Symbio Psycho Taxiplasm, 2 takes, The Beals of Grey Garden, which I have right here because Sacramento Library has it. The others are on their way. Border Radio, which again I don't have. I'm gonna sign back on to Filmstruck, but I'm partnering with my friend Joe, who you remember from the Eyes Without a Face review, and he and I are gonna split an account, so we'll be hopefully both be able to bring you more movies and all that stuff, because he has his own channel and he'll be hopefully working on that soon. And Mouchette, which is on its way too. So right now, looking at my schedule, I'm thinking again Christmas. I'm off on Christmas Eve, but we probably won't do a review that day. I'm thinking we'll get back to it on Monday. We'll do the Double Life of Veronique, and then Tuesday we'll do a Symbio Bio, Taxiplasm, and then The Beals of Grey Gardens on Wednesday, and then Border Radio on Thursday the 29th, and then that'll probably be it. Then we'll do on the New Year's Day we'll do Mouchette, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday the 3rd through 6th of January 2017 is when we'll get to the Monsters and Mad Men box set, and then we'll take the next Sunday off, and then this week, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll either take that Sunday off, or I might try to get a movie to re-review. I might start doing that, and I probably will, because I'd hate to just leave this blank space open. So then the next week, the 8th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th of January 2017, we'll do the Paul Robeson box set, Portraits of an Artist, and so on and so on and so on. And soon, hopefully very soon, I think, let's see, it's around in a couple more around the Naked City or so, we get to 380. We are going to start the Eclipse series. It is finally happening, so we're coming up to that soon. Again, it'll probably be sometime in this early February, maybe. Can't guarantee that right now. So anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking in for my little explanation here. Don't judge so quickly for people with mental disorders. It's very disheartening to see people being treated so poorly because of the fact that they have something in their brain they can't control, and it's kind of difficult. It's kind of difficult to watch. I've seen so many people, people getting shot because they screamed or something, or they jerked their body in such a way, and they can't control that. Their brain is stronger than they are, and it's kind of sad, I didn't mean to get all depressing, but this is my little PSA, just be kind, and yeah, so that's it from me this week. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on Monday for Hands Over the City. And until then, goodbye.